Good morning. I got a quick message today. Well, later on, we're going to talk about um, my friend, my ex. I'm trying to inform her about women are born with a certain amount of eggs. I said, God played the trick on you. She said, well, this pussy going to be good forever. I'm going to keep it popping out babies. Because after we broke up, she popped out 8 children. 8 of them. And she like to brag. Oh, the doctor said my body is close built. That but you're only born with a certain amount of eggs. You know, it was a crude trick that we could have men. The sperm lasts. You can have babies until you drop dead. Look at Robert De Niro, um, and Al Pacino having babies at 80 years old. So we can continue to get the female pregnant. But the female can't be pregnant after she run out of her eggs. That's why you keep having periods. You know what I'm saying? You getting rid of eggs. I mean, your eggs won't last forever. So if a guy he's 80 years old, he wants to have a child, he can have a child. You know, and some people might look at that as, oh well, we can have younger women. We can get old, but we still have women in childbearing years, because God made it that way. Why would He have us produce um, until we expire if we're not supposed to produce? He said, "Go forth and multiply." Well, He wants us to multiply till we die. Multiply till you die. We don't die, we multiply. We multiply till you die. So keep having babies till you're 80. But in order you to have babies, um, you're gonna have to put your seed in somebody that's of childbearing age. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just saying that is the truth and that's what it is. So y'all interpret that and let me know what that means. I'm just had that thought this morning because of what she told me, and I thought about it and I thought that's interesting. Why would we be able to produce until we 90, but women can't? The eggs run out at a certain age. So does that mean that at the 80, if I want to have a child, or He says go forth and multiply, that I got to get with a 40-year old? But in society, that's not right. No, but in the Bible, um, Abraham, when his wife couldn't conceive, he had to go and get. She gave him permission to go with Sarah and have a baby, because you know this is what you're supposed to do. If I can't do it for you, then you have every right to do it, because God put seed in you to be um, to be let loose until you can't let loose no more. So how can I stop that um, that order from God? So here, she can have children, I can't. You go do, you know what I'm saying, have babies with that, and we can build this nation together. So it's a nation in my balls, is what I'm trying to say. So, but but I was saying that to say this. But anyway, I don't even know why I went on that tangent, but that's what I meant by, because she telling me that this pussy stay good. I can have babies till I'm like, no, you can't. You're gonna run out of eggs eventually. But I would always be able to bear children. That's how He set it up. And whatever that means for you, that means for you. But there's nothing wrong with having babies, because women had 12 and 13 babies back in the day because they had to have somebody work their land. You know, sharecroppers got to work the land, so baby, you got to make babies, because and before they go to school, they got to get out there, hatch the eggs, and do this when they get home from school. They got to come home and work the land. That's how it was, and that's how the black family was way stronger back then, when we knew our roles and when we knew what we were supposed to do. Kids were supposed to be kids. Women, it was a hierarchy. It was God, man, woman, and then the children. The children can't tell the woman what to do, right? If I ask women, I say, would you let your child tell you what to do and run you? No, I run the child. That's right. That's how it goes. Because a God-fearing man, and not women is not, I'm not saying women are subservient or anything like that. It just, we got roles. Under God, we have roles that we must play. But these roles are getting blurred nowadays. And people want to play, boys want to play women, and women I want to be stronger than men and think it's just too blurred. And then when you blur lines, you don't paint a good picture. Blurred lines never make a pretty picture. You can blend, but it can't be blurred and all over the place. I mean, in the orchestra, every instrument plays its specific role, and it makes beautiful music. But if everybody doing what the hell they want to do in the orchestra, it sounds like a mess. And it looks like a mess. And it is a mess. And I say that because it's early morning, I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm just stating my thoughts. I meant to come here and say something else. But sometimes I'm like a conduit, I'm a vessel, and he talks through me. So whatever he wanted me to say, I said it, and I'm not going to regret it. And that's what I meant to come here and say about regret. About regret. Regret is foolish. Regret is unnecessary. You can't regret your past, and this is why. I was thinking about regret. You can't regret in the whole scope of things, as a journey, as your goal, as you're going through life. How can you regret? I don't know who made that word up, but you can't regret because it's part of it. Because I thought about this. Think as a 14-year-old, right? And you're 14, you're viable now. You get into you're 18 or you're 20. And if you remember that when you was 1.5 or 2 years old, you used to shit on yourself. Yeah, somebody used to wipe your ass and change your. Now at 20 years old, could you regret? Oh, man, I remember I used to shit on myself. Damn, what was wrong with me then? No, you can't. That's part of the growth. You had to shit on yourself because you didn't know how to shit. You just got started shitting. And somebody had to wipe that shit off you and change your diaper till you learn how to shit and get potty trained. So at 20 years old, you can't look at yourself at 2 years old and say, I regret shitting on myself. Because that was part of your growth. So when you get to this age and you think years before that you fucked up and you made a mistake, you can't regret it. You were shitting on yourself. Now you know how to shit properly, wipe it up, and keep it moving. Because ain't nobody taught you how to sneeze either. Blessings. Good morning. That's it for today.